Hey guys, your man Joe came around just found that you need to know. I got an article for you guys. Psychology Today. People refusing to date transgender is dehumanizing. Anyway, if you are a hetero cisgendered person who, okay, I know this is not, this is SJW thing. Okay. If you're a heterosexual cisgendered person who only wishes to date heterosexual cisgender person, then shame on you for dehumanizing transgender and binary, according to recent article in Psychological Today. I mean, it's a preferential thing. It is a preference. Like, straight men are not going to go with transgender men because they're still men. That's, yeah. The article explores a study within by Karen L. Blair and Rhea Ashley Hoskin in a journal Social and Personal Relationship, which essentially chases people as chastities people or chastise people as bigots for the sin of being attracted to a man who is an actual man or a woman who is actual woman, while also argue that the prevailing attitude contribute to the psychological harm of transgenderisms. Okay. First conducting their study, Blair and Hopkins asked close to 1,000 participants what kind of partner they are preferring and gave them following options: a cisgender woman, cisgender man, a transgendered woman, a transgendered man, and a person with no binary gender identification. Unsurprisingly, 78.5% who polled said they prefer the first two options depending on which they swing: cisgendered men or women, respectively. Non-binary and transgender people who were at the bottom are typically were only choose by people who identify as bisexual or some other type of sexuality. For heteros, the result were other cisgender heteros, and the author find it deeply problematic. Why? It's their choice. It's their choice to choose whether they want to keep the opposite sex as a potential partner, and believe the attitude needs to change. No, it is their preference. The preference, that is their preference. If a woman desires a man and a man desires a woman and not desire of a transgender person, that is their choice. Okay? If a trans or non-binary people lack access to one of these stable sources of social support, this explains some of the existence of health disparities within the trans community. So you're pretty much saying that straight people are the problem with this. Okay, they write, looking no closely at the patterns of response. It also became clear that the individuals were least likely to express an interest in dating. Were least likely to express an interest in dating a transgender woman, even if they identify would otherwise indicate an interest in women, i.e., straight men, lesbian women, or queer or bisexual individual. Indeed, 20% of fewer people in decade. The reason why I'm speaking so low because I'm still at work, and an interest in trans women than would have been expected based on sexual identity of the individual within the sample. The, uh, the authors also examined participants responding in a similar study by the Canadian Psychological Association annual convention, which yields similar results. However, the author blamed this on several factors outside of nature itself. Prehumanization or production, uncertainty or lack of knowledge, an issue relate to body and reproduction. The most common reason for being willing to consider dating a transgender or non-binary people with the participants felt like the lack of information and understanding of what previously these kinds of identity, which means the context of dating. The author continues. Many simply stated that they never considered question before or were unsure what would it mean to be in a relationship with a transgender or non-binary individual. Other reasons, however, were less about the lack of information about a strong dislike for trans people. I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get on that. Let's just continue on. The author scolds participants for saying transgenders have make believe identities or wanting to date people whom they could actually by sorry or wanting to date people with whom they could have actual biological children, characterizing their language as dehumanizing, which means that that the transgender and the non-binaries can't have children. A minority of individuals mentioned a desire to only date with whom they have could. Sorry. A minority of individuals mentioned a desire to only date people with whom they could have biological related children. However, often these reasons we were still expressing using dehumanizing language. How is that dehumanizing? What the people are really saying is that, look, we want to stick with, what is natural to us. We want to, stick with the man. If the man wants to stay with the woman, let him stay with the woman. If the woman wants to stay with the man too, so they can have children and families, then that's fine. I don't think it's very much dehumanizing. Hey, don't get sad because the transgender community couldn't have children. Shots fired. Where was I? Such saying that a trans man was not a trans man was not natural or a real man, and that therefore would not be possible to have children with him, they write. The author concluded that while they cannot mandate who people should and should not date, they excuse me. And they stress that transgender dating, heterosexual cisgenders should be seen as a sign of progress every bit as much as interracial dating. Just as Scientologists have tracked acceptance in interracial relationships as a merit of overall social acceptance of racial minorities. Future fluctuations in the extension to which trans and non-binary individuals are included within intimate world of dating may help to eliminate progress, the lack thereof, with the respect fully include trans and non-binary within our society. They conclude. I think now it's going to be propaganda now to where because they actually did something that's they're actually trying to make a propaganda to have straight people or straight men or straight women to go after or find attractive to transgender and non-binary. But now I think as far as this, I think they're probably more than likely go after the men because that's how they started off with, and I mean, there's many stories about something like this. As far as the gender no binary, that's like kind of bit confusing itself because, like, I am a black man or I'm just a man, and if you have so many identities that you don't know yourself, that's confusing as well. I mean, if you're not other than a female, of course, I'm not going to date you or marry you or whatever it is. Yeah, there's a lot of confusion, and I think the LGBTQ is probably going to find other ways to shame straight folk for not dating or marrying transgender people. So, guys, tell me what you guys think. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. So it's your man Joe. See you guys in another video or so. Okay. All right.